Hi, this is Glenda. This is a card share for our Papermates group. Next session we're going to do decorative corner cards. And these were shown on Split Coast Stampers in a tutorial last year, and they're very three-dimensional and they fold flat for postage very easily, no drama for the recipient. You can make them any size you like, but the ones I've done are a 5x7, a standard card size which is an A5, and a long A5, well no, an A4 cut in half lengthwise would be the short one. You can do them in lots of different ways, so all of these have a layer on them. These ones here are all die cut, and if you die cut the openings like that, you can put a tea light in them and they look really good. This one has been embossed, and the end one is another layered one. So I'm filming in a different spot, which is normally really sunny this time of the morning, but today it's really overcast, so it's not. Just to show you the 3D cards. So back at my desk, these cards are super easy, and I'll put a link to this Split Coast tutorial, but I did do mine fractionally differently because I'm lazy. If you like cheat sheets, I made a cheat sheet of the measurements for the 3 sizes that I made. However, my cardstock comes in metric. I like to work in inches, so you will find that it's an A5 sheet, but the scoring is done in inches. So if you can get your head around mixing and matching, then you may want to download it. If not, ignore it. But essentially you are dividing your card into 4 with a little piece at the end for sticking. A lot of the tutorials simply divide it in 4 and then add an extra piece on as a hinge, and I don't like doing that. It's an extra step, so that's not what I've done. But yeah, that's a download you can help yourself to in the description section. So here's my half A5. Here's my whole A5. It's half an A4. I have scored it at 2, 4, 6 and 8, and I've already added a piece of strong adhesive down the strip. If you are going to put layer panels on it, I suggest trimming it, because it will be 4 and 1/8. Sorry, it will be 5 and 7/8. And if you just bring it down to 5 3/4, then all the layering becomes so much simpler. And the same if you're doing the long half A4. On the sheet I say to trim it down to 4 instead of 4 and 1/8, because then again you're layering. The maths is just take a 1/4 inch off and you've got your layer. So in the keep it simple, we're going to we're going to burnish our score lines. The edge ones are the back of your card, because that's where your join is. I'm only going to put layers on the front 2 panels, and that's going to give me the back to write on. If I did that, yes, on this one I've done that. So you've got the whole area there to write on, and you don't see the back when it's on display particularly, and if you do it doesn't matter, but you can put panels on as many ones as you like. That one I did it on 3 sides and left 1 to write on. So I'm trying to work out if these have a right and a wrong way. Take my distance glasses off. That did not help. Okay. So these are simply 1/4 inch smaller than the panels, and that gives you a 1/8 inch border. My borders are never ever straight, no matter how hard I try. I blame my wonky eyesight, but I suspect it's just wonky me. So there's my panels. Then take the backing off, and we're just going to fold this over onto the sticky, and that's the main part of the card. And I just think that's neater than having a hinge, so it's all a matter of preference. Now, which way up did I decide it went? I'll make it that way. So you want two 1-inch circles that you fold in half. You could make them slightly bigger or smaller, but 1 inch is a nice size. You want a quick drying adhesive of some sort. You're going to put adhesive on half if you haven't got goobers on the end of your adhesive. Oh goodness. Okay, you're going to put adhesive on. Put adhesive on half the circle. Hopefully I've been able to edit out most of that fiasco. And then you put glue on the other half of the other circle, and you put them down next to each other on the fold. And if you haven't made a horrible mess, then you're probably working in a craft room that isn't mine. Okay, now I have prepared ahead a rose to put on here. So then you put adhesive on the other half of your circles. My glue is so not behaving today. Just pop something on that for a second. I've also prepared a thank you to go probably on that side, which I was going to stick flat, but I might use mounting foam, which is behind the tripod. Let's go back to sticking it flat. And that's it. Glue's still a bit wet, but they are so easy, and I think they're so dramatic, and for those who aren't card makers, they're going to wonder how you did it, or why you did it. So that's that one. So there's a rose, we've got butterflies. As I said, most of these I've put matting layers on. These are flowers cut on my scan and cut, not the inbuilt designs. This one I added a die cut and a cameo. Just hoping I don't have glue on here. Let's see. That one I've simply put the sentiment on the bit that pops out and put some bling on it. Again, I've left the back panel for writing. I'll come back to those. That's a very simple die cut owl. That's headed for playgroup. And so is this one. It was just a picture somebody gave me, and so I die cut it and popped it on. Makes it very quick, and yet it looks like you spent a bit of time on it. And then the three that I did the panels out of, I put vellum behind this one, and that's just another die cut with some glitter in it. And this one is a Spellbinders, one of those folded over dies, and again the die cut panels. And the last one, whoops, was supposed to look more masculine, and I used a Tim Holtz die to cut out some panels and put again the sentiment on the bit that pops out. So that's ideas of what to put on it. what people might want to bring and what we're going to do, along with an extra that I'll mention in the email. So thank you for watching.